It's Madden NFL 22 on EA Sports. And today's clash of conferences is just moments away. It's the Vikings and the reigning Super Bowl champs. Coming up next.
With a December snow blanketing much of the Midwest and Northeast, what a perfect time to be in the Sunshine State as we welcome you to TIAA Bank Field in Jacksonville, Florida. This crowd excited to see their Jaguars as both teams emerged from their tunnels a moment ago. We are just about ready for football as the Jags get set to match up with the Minnesota Vikings. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you talked about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks, certainly two of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you can get by for long periods of time without a top-flight quarterback. The way the game is played, with all the responsibility he has and how the game flows through him, if he's not on the top of his game, your team's not going to benefit at all.
About ready to get us going. And off we go from Jacksonville. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line. So here's the Viking offense making their way out. Leading this unit will be the big arm man out of Texas Tech. 10th pick in the 2017 draft, Patrick Mahomes.
Okay, I thought there was something to build on in last week's game by his performance. I thought he played fairly well overall. The numbers won't knock your socks off. 2 touchdown passes and an interception. The bottom line, though, they lost. Yeah. How does he eliminate that one interception, continue to take care of the ball, and maybe increase the number of times he puts the ball in the end zone with a receiver?
The numbers for him from a week ago: 13 carries, 64 yards, and a touchdown.
11 touchdowns on the ground this season, and the pride really extends throughout the entire offense. And in this case, I'm focusing on the offensive line. The leverage, the ability to get downfield, make that extra block in order to give him more space to run. They really look forward to him carrying the football because they're going to get him to the end zone. Nice play right there to stop him behind the line, but I want to see how this defense continues to play him here in the first half.
Yeah, we know, you know better than I, he has the ability to take over a game. So what do you do?
Yeah, I think you have to make sure that you bottle him in at varying levels, because if you crowd everyone to the line of scrimmage, if he breaks through, it's nothing but room to run.
Defense had a chance to get off the field here on the opening drive, couldn't do it.
I know that we go into these meetings with coaches, and sometimes maybe we can get, a little bit numb because they're always going to talk about how important third down is, aren't they? Offense and defense. In this case, one capitalized, and the other, as you said, had a chance to get off the field and didn't get it done.
Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. A big play there on the catch and run.
Brandon, we've both been around the game long enough that we know that in pregame, defenses are pretty amped up, aren't they? I mean, they're pounding lockers, and they can't wait to get out there. But when you hit them with some big pass plays early, take it out of them.
And this time they were ready for him as they'll stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. To throw, it's Mahomes. And that throw behind his man, he missed him, incomplete.
You can tell they wanted to get that ball downfield. They had nothing working in the secondary, so he dropped it off to the running back. That one ended up incomplete.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Looking to throw is Mahomes. He'll dump this off to Akers. And they will rally and stop him short of the 1st down. They get him to the ground at the 26. And his kick is good. And the Vikings have a 3-0 lead. In the end, the opening drive, Charles, does yield points. Maybe not the touchdown that they wanted, though.
Yeah, but bottom line, they wanted to get something out of that drive, and they did that. 3 points, they won't turn that down at all.
Takes it at the 7th. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. They'll fake the handoff. Now Fields. He'll get this one complete. That's A.J. Brown. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. A big connection on that one. 36 yards. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. And some space to move right away as he's all the way up to the 30. Simply not much more you can ask out of your running back. Over 100 yards and the 3 touchdowns.
And for an old coot like me, I loved it because he did it on the ground. A running back taking control of the game. That's what I like to see.
Hold on. An old coot?
Coot, C-O-O-T.
All right, I'll look that up later. And he stopped immediately there. He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2. And he won't be close to a 1st down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, and it'll bring up 4th down. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle, that's what we saw right there.
Yeah, that's what their job is, and really a lot of the time they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold them to no gain.
It's a 47-yard field goal try from here, but instead they're going to opt to go for it on 4th down. They'll try and run for it. And they'll get this one to about the 20-yard line. Quite the opening drive march they're on right now.
It looks a lot like what we saw in practice prior to the game, doesn't it? You know, because on that last big practice beforehand, you go through your offensive script, you go through your play calling, you go through all the stuff and establish things, and it looks like it's going like clockwork right now for them.
Meanwhile, Fields' throw complete here to his receiver, Brown. And the Jags are going to have a 1st and goal coming up as he's out of bounds at the 2.
That's a big league job there of getting out of the pocket, not panicking, and just buying himself some time. Then he made a good, accurate throw to set up 1st and goal.
Now Fields. Got his man, it's caught. Touchdown, Jaguars. Jerry Jeudy with a lucky number 13 touchdowns now on the year. And the Jaguars have taken the lead. Extra point by Bass, up and good. And that makes it a 7-3 lead. After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. And he'll be dropped at the 21-yard line, so bringing it out of the end zone proves not a good decision, loses him about 4 yards. But the Vikings taking the field here for their 2nd drive of the game. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I've never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that, that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
2nd down, they'll go with Akers again. And he'll wind up losing yardage here, back at the 21-yard line. It's a loss of a yard, so it's back to 3rd and 10. Mahomes going to throw. That's out to the flat for Akers. And he'll be stopped here well short of the 1st down at the 24-yard line. 3 yards, all they could muster there, and it'll bring up 4th down. So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. Fielded at the 33. It's a 39-yard punt, 8 on the return, and out will come the offense as they take over. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. Good drive last time. Really effective passing the football. Do you maybe mix it up, now go to the ground game and surprise the defense a little bit?
I would anticipate the defense making some changes, but I wouldn't necessarily just absolutely go in the opposite direction. They're doing so well throwing the ball.
Yeah, why
I wouldn't change it up until they showed me a reason to do so.
And nowhere for him to go again. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. That's it. Calling no gain on the run there, and now they'll be looking at a 3rd down. Off play action, Fields. He's going deep for Brown. And got his man complete. He'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. A big play that time through the air, 36 yards. Every defensive staff harps on limiting explosive plays. Job not so well done there.
Yeah, they talk about it all the time. A lot harder to stop, though, isn't it? And when you think of an explosive play, most offensive staffs define them as passes of 20 or more yards and runs of 15 or more yards.
They went zooming past that number there. Now a throw to the end zone on 1st down, but it winds up incomplete. So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. And they'll run on the inside handoff. And they'll get him down right about the 20. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up.
Well, he hasn't made much of an impact in the running game thus far, and after that last run, not much is going to change in that area.
He hasn't been able to get anything going, and really the offensive line not helping him much. Throwing on 3rd down, Fields. He's got his man. That's Hardman. Touchdown, Jaguars. Mecole Hardman with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Jaguars add on to their lead. And now before we get to the extra point, remember all touchdowns do. So take away the touchdown. The officials rule he did not get the football to break the play. And that is caught. Touchdown, Jacksonville. A.J. Brown, his 9th touchdown of the season. And the Jaguars add 6 to their lead. Extra point by Bass, up and good. And that pushes the lead up to 11. So that drives 7 plays in length, and it culminates in a Jags touchdown. After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. Taking it about the 1. And all deep in his own territory, he coughs up the football. And did the Jaguars come up with it? They did. So problems compounding themselves here on the return. They just give up the touchdown, and now they lose the football.
Yeah, partner, things are starting to unravel a little bit for them right in front of our eyes. They're going to be looking for some answers and quickly.
Yeah, he's able to push his way forward somehow for a gain of about 2 yards. 2nd down now. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
And the Jaguars are going to be set up with a 1st and goal on a pass play that moves them all the way down to the 1. They scored touchdowns on drives 1 and 2, and now they're trying to make it a perfect 3 for 3 to start. Escaping the pressure right. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Jacksonville. Justin Fields taking it in from a yard out. And the Jaguars are able to widen their lead. Extra point by Bass. Up and good. And the lead is up to 18 now. So they only needed 3 plays on that drive. And it was all capped off by the Justin Fields touchdown run. He took it in himself. Taking it about the 1. And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18. And now out comes Minnesota. And this, let's face it, an important drive if they're going to get back into this ballgame.
Think about going into the locker room down 21-10 as opposed to 21-3. 21-10, a little more optimism, a little more bounce around the locker room, a little more discussion about how they're going to finish this thing off. 21-3, I think discouragement clouds that locker room.
Yeah, and I think a touchdown much bigger than a field goal on this drive just to get into the end zone and get that momentum. Second down, they'll go with Akers again. Looking to find a lane, but he can't. Reined in at the line of scrimmage. They'll say no gain on the play, so it was looking good, but nothing there, and now it's third down and inches. The offense on third down tonight, just 1 for 3 thus far. They're looking at third and a few inches. They'll try and run for this with Akers. And he's going to have the first down yardage as he's down at about the 30-yard line.
That's about what you would expect since they're so efficient on picking up third downs in the top 5 in the NFL. It's all a mindset, and I'm guarantee you, it started in the offseason. Third down's important to them. They find a way to pick them up at a very good clip.
Jaguar pressure and a Jaguar sack. Quentin Williams, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year.
3 scores down, not even a halftime yet. They are not getting much generated offensively. They've got to figure it out.
It's tough because this defense just seems to be playing with so much confidence right now.
They really are. They are on their toes, and they're getting at them.
Here's a run with Akers on second down. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Just a 1-yard loss that time, but that's not what they needed. Now they're dealing with a third and long. Mahomes now to throw. That's into the hands of Akers, complete. And this play going to be stopped in its tracks at the 32, and obviously well short of the first down. The Vikings send out their punter as he'll kick it away for the second time. A 46-yard punt, 4-yard return. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. And the ledger for them so far looks pretty good, doesn't it?
It certainly does. Touchdown, touchdown, touchdown. Not sure it can be much better than that. They've got to feel very good about the groove that they're in at this stage of the game.
On the stop that time, it was Josie Jewell. Not a whole lot there. The defense was ready, it looked, for that run-pass option.
You get the sense that next time he has that opportunity, he may keep it himself and get to the perimeter. Probably owes his back a little bit of an apology on that one, huh?
A short gain of just over 2 yards as the first half clock dips inside of 3 minutes.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
Now throwing on third down there, but he cannot connect. On fourth down, ready to punt, Michael Dixon. He was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. 47 yards on the punt that time, just 1 yard on the return. And the Vikings will take over here, 1st and 10. There again is the running back as he trots onto the field. He's been good. They've utilized him well, but they're losing here in the second quarter. What might they change offensively?
I think that what you try and do is expand how you get the ball to him a little bit. Get him out in open space, maybe swing the ball to him. What's that they used to call in the West Coast offense, the long handoff? Serve as your running play that way, as well as continue to feed him the football. Some of these runs now may pop bigger later in the game because of the effects of running it. Sometimes people, after a while, they don't want to tackle him anymore. Or they get tired, or they get out of position, or he runs through tackles. Continue to feed him the ball. He's having that kind of game.
Yeah, might they get him the ball in some space in some different ways here. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. And some room to work. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. A big play that time on the catch and run. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Throwing now is Mahomes. They'll set up the screen here to Akers. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped.
Let's go. Now that's the kind of big play you'd like to see. This first half, it hasn't gone their way, and they could use a shot in the arm, something to perk them up a bit. And they get one here in the passing game.
Mahomes firing complete, and he'll be taken down at the 20 after a gain of just 1.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. You're able to keep the quick pass in front of you and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as the clock stops here with 46 seconds remaining in the first half. This is first and goal and a golden chance to get a score back here before halftime. Now Mahomes. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
Second down and goal. Mahomes. And it's caught. Touchdown. Cam Akers with touchdown number 12 on the year. And the Vikings get a late score here in the final minute of the first half. The extra point by McLaughlin is up and good. And that'll make this now an 11-point deficit. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And we'll see a return here from the end zone. And the decision to come out of the end zone is going to cost him 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 20. And the Jags going to go on offense now late in this first half. And with a 2-score lead already, they may just look to get this thing to the locker room. Just over 30 seconds to go in the half. They've got it first and 10. Here's Fields. Flush to his right. And he'll be out of bounds right at the 40.
Let's go! Let's go! Partner, as a quarterback, sometimes you just got to know when the clock has gone off in your head, it's time to go. Tuck it and get all you can.
So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line.
47's the mic.
To throw is Fields. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he goes out of bounds and looks like right at the 50. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll bring up a second and just about a few inches here. From the 50, here's Fields. Open man, he completes it to Judy. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings' 32-yard line. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts as they stop it with 11 seconds remaining in this first half. From the 32 now, here's first and 10. On play action, Fields. Sliding out of the pocket. He's going deep for Brown. And incomplete on the deep ball.
He certainly had a good game throwing the ball so far, but I think he was trying to take that from good to great with that throw, trying to get one downfield.
The kick by Bass is good. And the lead grows to 14 at 24-10. So a big play before the end of the half to get him into this spot, and they cash in with 3.
How about the 1-2 to the solar plexus on that one? The big play, the field goal, not much time left on the clock. That's the way to go into the half.
Taking it about the 1. So we've come upon halftime here in Week 17. As we send you a couple hours south of here to Orlando, that's where we check in with a coach and our EA Sports Halftime Report.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. Welcome in, everyone, to our EA Sports Halftime Report. Let's get you caught up on what's going on around the NFL. We get things started up at MetLife Stadium. The Titans in town to take on Gang Green. And it's the Jets who are out in front in that one. Calvin Ridley, a touchdown reception. From there, we head over to the Windy City. Check on the Bears at home, Soldier Field. And for the moment, they trail the visiting Saints in that one. Devontae Parker, a touchdown reception. Finally, let's get down to Houston. Check on the Texans at home at NRG Stadium. And they trail in that one to the visiting Las Vegas Raiders. Baker Mayfield with a couple of touchdown passes.
An abbreviated halftime show as we get rolling to quarter 3.
With that, we take a look at the next-gen stats in that first half for the Vikings. And not much went right in those first 2 quarters. You can see the numbers on the ground there. Not a whole lot to write home about so far.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. Hey, Charles, they've got the lead. Put your coaching hat on here now. What's the game plan for the second half?
I think getting the running game going a little bit more.
He's got a man complete. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. A big connection on that one. 36 yards. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Down to the 30 after a gain of 3. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
And they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
Here's a throw out wide, complete to his running back right side. Nothing on the screen that time. Now it's 3rd down. So nothing there on the screen that time.
That means all that great acting they tried on offense went for naught, didn't it? Because you have to try and influence them. Make them think that you're doing something else. Make them think that they can get to the passer by letting them by and then setting up the screen and getting downfield. Didn't happen.
Got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Jaguars. A.J. Brown, his 10th touchdown of the season, 2nd of the game. And the Jaguars add on to their lead.
In order to lead in a game, you're going to get plenty of contributors, but that's his 2nd touchdown catch of this game. He's one of the key guys in this one.
And you better believe he'll be looking for the hat trick here as this one continues to go. Extra point by Bass, up and good. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. And not willing to risk another fumble. He'll sit on this one. It's a touchback. The Vikings offense making their way back out. Now let's give you a look at the playoff picture coming into the weekend in the NFC. And with the final fortnight of games upon us, teams jockeying for position. Some of these games really starting to take enormous importance as they always do this time of year.
I like how you use fortnight.
You're impressed, don't you?
I am impressed. That means 2 weeks, if I'm not mistaken, correct?
That does.
But how about exactly what you're talking about? Going down the stretch, how much importance is placed on these games. Look, everyone talks about every game's important. When you get to this time of year, maybe that importance gets quadrupled. And that's where we are right now to see who can make their last run, their last push to get into the playoffs.
And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here.
And they've used him in the passing game to great effect so far. And here they get it to him again on the screen, and it turns into a nice positive play.
On 3rd down, here's a run by Akers. And he'll be taken down, but he down first down yardage.
Well, they certainly have been able to get him going and establish the run, so I think it's time to abandon that plan and start chucking it all over the park. And you know who's excited about that? The defensive front. They got a chance to pin their ears back and get after him now.
Throwing on 1st down is Mahomes. And the catch made. It's Tyler Boyd. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. That's the number 2 receiver in the NFL in terms of yardage. And tell you what, a few more plays like that, he won't be number 2 for long.
But that's what often happens when you have competitors running around the field. These guys know where they stand in relationship to yardage, totals, numbers, the whole deal. And let's face it, all of them, they all want to be number 1.
In on the stop, the former Georgia Bulldog, Roquan Smith, working with 2nd and 5 now. Now here's Mahomes. And the Jags get to him as down he goes. Quentin Williams make that now 8 sacks for him on the season.
Enough to start to have a good drive. Quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
Now they're looking at a 3rd and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And old Mo is a very, very fickle man.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And that is incomplete.
The passing windows are just not there. That's just another example of how great this defense has been all game long.
And that's exactly what a top 10 defense can do. They can really change the game tempo and frustrate you as you try to execute offensively.
And that one hits at the 7, but bounds into the end zone, and that'll be a touchback. Here comes the field general leading his offense back out there for the next possession. How do you think he personally is evaluating his game so far? He was pretty good in the first half, been good so far here in the 3rd quarter. He's got to like it, right?
Not looking for the dramatics here. Not trying to set the world on fire in terms of stats. It's almost like you're driving. Hands at 10 and 2, alert for anything out there, watching for trouble on the road, and making sure you get the team home.
The bus driver. See if he can drive the bus here again on this drive. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for 3rd down.
From the gun, he'll hand this off.
And he's going to have the 1st down, yardage to the 35.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they are playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
When you look at the scoreboard, you'd think they'd be pretty comfortable right now with this lead, but these guys are absolutely not going to let up. They want to increase their lead, and they want to do it with a big play. Unable to connect in that attempt.
On 2nd and 10, Fields. That's caught by his tight end, Evan Ingram. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds.
Mike Zimmer staring down our referee. He's upset. So the challenge there does not go their way. This will indeed remain a completed pass.
They'll get only a couple down to the 44.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defense in front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
From the 44, Fields.
Nowhere for Fields to turn, and down he goes.
Brian Burns, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year.
Well, here's where having mobility sometimes can work against you as a quarterback. He thinks he can retreat and outrun the pressure. But that time, they zeroed in on him and took him down for a big loss, partner.
A really big loss.
He's going deep for Brown, and that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. Now here's Michael Dixon as he's on to punt for Jacksonville. And they'll let this one go right on the outskirts of the 10. They'll down it at the 11-yard line.
Minnesota now ready for their next possession.
They punted last time they had it. What steps, Charles, you think they have to take to make sure they don't do that again?
Well, let's just go to the football 101, the trade expression 101. Win first down. Make 5, 6, 7 yards on first down and make it a 2nd and 3, 2nd and manageable. Keep accumulating first downs that way. Keep moving the football. You don't want to get behind the sticks because then the defense has the advantage. Well, we talk all the time about playing situational football. Right now, I think the scoreboard is dictating what they need to do. Where they are in this game, they've got to push the ball downfield, take their shots, try and get big chunks of yardage in a short amount of time. That was a nice play there.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3.
They'll go again here with Akers.
And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a 3rd down. Back now in Jacksonville. And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports.
And that is incomplete. But the pressure there on third down, forcing the errant pass. Fourth down coming up.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on fourth down. They're going for it. Now Mahomes got to have this one. And Woods has it complete. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Felt compelled to go for it there on fourth down, trailing in the fourth quarter. They got it done.
And there's always a lot of pressure on a fourth down call. Doesn't matter the distance. You still have to get it done, as you noted, and they did.
On first down, Mahomes. And that's incomplete.
They've given up a few first downs on this drive, but getting the incompletion there, that should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Mahomes to throw once more.
He'll dump this off to Akers.
He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead. Shotgun snap to Mahomes. He gets this one to Boyd.
And he will have a Vikings first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
Well, I can put my defensive cap on right now, and I know they're saying don't give up any big plays now. They've controlled this game throughout, and all they want to do is see it through to the end. I think they let their guard down a little bit with that last completion. Sometimes when you're trying not to give up bigger plays, you don't react as fast as you should on other throws.
And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40.
I do have to admit, I like it when it all comes together. When the top part, catching the football, right, whether you're catching it with your hands or cradling it, comes together with the legs, in this case, the feet.
Jaguar pressure and a Jaguar sack. Call it a loss of 5, a big sack to bring up third down. Mahomes going to throw. Now that'll be tipped and intercepted. Isaiah Oliver with the INT.
And the Jags will take over here as they get it up to the 43-yard line.
That interception may be the exclamation mark on what really all around has been a good performance.
A fantastic performance. They will enjoy film session. Their grade should be very good on this one. And I think the next time the offense gets the ball, I just think about running it and getting the clock done and getting the heck out of here.
And by the way, semantics here, but before the Greenwood police come after me, I think it's exclamation points, not mark, right?
You're asking me? Seriously?
Yeah, you're smarter than me. Everybody knows that.
Listen, I go with what you say, my man.
On first down, it's Blake. Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it second down.
I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. Wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
And he'll work it inside the 30 to the 29-yard line.
55 rushing yards rushing for him now as he's carried it 13 times.
They'll run on first down. Blake. Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards. And it's 2nd and 2. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the fourth quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down fourth quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be second down. They'll keep it on the ground. It's Blake, and he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. starting to look like this drive, it may be the final nail in the coffin.
Well, this is why you work out so hard, right? This is why you spend all that time in the offseason. This is why you have those OTAs and mini camps for these situations, these scenarios.
And that is caught. Touchdown, Jacksonville. A great play there. His 11th touchdown of the year. And the Jaguars add 6 to their lead.
Extra point by Bass, up and good. And
that'll increase their lead to
after the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. From the 6. And he will make it to the 20-yard line and no further.
Now the Vikings offense works their way back onto the field. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Mahomes. And the Jags get to him as down he goes. Quentin Williams in there to get him. And on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. They face a 3rd down now as they try to find a late score. He's going to let it fly. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. William Jackson with a pick. For this defense, CD, that's kind of the icing on the cake here as we get to the end of this one.
And didn't you feel that they weren't just going into total prevent there? You know, they had the lead, and sometimes you fall back and you lose your aggressiveness. Not in this case. They were still making a play on the football, and look how that one turned out. They may have salted this one away.
That one looks like he'll throw here. He'll buy some time right. Give him a couple on the scramble. It's 2nd down.
How about a tip of the cap to the defense? They're working against a very mobile quarterback, but all day long they've kept him under wraps. And on that play, they held him to a short gain.
Play action. It's Fields.
He's going deep for Brown. Got a man. It's caught inside the 10. And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. A big play that time through the air. 37 yards. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. From the 2 now, 2nd and goal.
Now it's Fields.
And it'll be intercepted.
Picked up by Amani Hooker. And the Vikings are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive.
And Mahomes misfires again, and it's intercepted.
Isaiah Oliver with the INT. And they take possession of the football and have it at the 36-yard line.
So many times we end the game, and as we're recapping it, we're talking about what offenses did and how they won the game. Let's flip this one over. The defense, they frustrated the offense the entire ball game. That's why they're walking out of here with a victory.
And they're going to love to walk out of here with that as their final act, that interception. Good way for them to end it. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. This is caught. It's Brown. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals.
Extra point by Bass, up and good. And the lead will swell by one more.
They certainly made quick work of that, ultra-quick work. One of the fastest drives you'll ever see. Just one play resulting in the touchdown.
After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. Taking it about the 1. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17. Minnesota's offense takes over possession.
Let's just be frank. They're playing for pride at this point.
That's all that's left, because victory, not a chance now. And I can't wait to see how they actually go about doing it, because there are a lot of people watching the body language of the guys on the field now, and if they call plays they want executed, they need to do that and do it really well. Otherwise, there could be repercussions.
We'll see how they handle the waning moments of this one. And what are the whistles for? Timeout. So they'll stop the clock here in a game that's been decided in the closing seconds. Flag comes in. This might be a free play. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that'll be incomplete. The flag was down, so they took a shot, thinking it's on the defense. Let's see. And that one was relatively easy to see. I noticed that from up here.
Yeah, it doesn't take a whole lot, does it? Sometimes you get multiples. What I always love on these offsides is when each side points at the other. Hey, you did it. No, you did it. They deciphered that one correctly.
He's going to let it fly. And that will be incomplete as time has run out on this football game. A big offensive explosion helped leading them to victory. And the defensive guys are just saying, hey, put those points up every week. We'll just keep winning.
They will gratefully accept them, won't they? It makes their job that much easier when they're scoring that many points. Allows them to play with a totally different style and a different flow.
So for the Jaguars,
they continue their winning ways as they run their mark to 15-1 on the year.